Sometimes people are gonna judge your growth. And some things are beautiful, some things are broken. Only difference is the one eye that's open. Perfect peace in the one's eyes in motion. Cause what you see now is the one time of hope and one time of love and one time of grace. Sometimes I'm with it and sometimes I ain't. Sometimes I'm strong, at other times I'm faint. But the beauty in it all that there's no restraint. Word, cause you define that. Look hard enough, then you could find that. It's hard work, but you could grind that. Beautiful and broken, you combine that. You define that. Look hard enough, then you could find that. It's hard work, but you could grind that. Beautiful and broken, you combine that.
I'm beautiful and broken. Now I'm open. I am who I'm supposed to be. Finally, I know. You said I've changed because I have. I'm not the same. I'm beautiful, 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 beautiful.
I am.
I'm broken, broken into pieces. Finally, I'm who I'm supposed to be. Finally, I'm the one I wanna be. Yeah, beautiful, broken. I'm beautiful, broken.
We live in a world where people of all ages and body types surround us. Some of them with the most beautiful smiles. Behind most of those smiles are stories you can't even imagine. You have support all around you, even from those people that you might not even know. My name is Brittany Mahan, and we all are beautiful broken.
Hello, my fellow Americans. Is that like a politician speech? All right, we all know what day it is. It is the craziest day of the year. 2020 has been super tough, and obviously this is just another reason I feel like I got to move up a little bit. Just to let you know, we did have some technical difficulties. That's why we are starting at 8:30. Thank you to everyone who texted me, asking me about where the show was. We are here. Doreen, how we feeling today, love?
I'm feeling good. How are you?
Honestly, you know, I'm like, because it's just, I don't know what to expect.
Like,
yeah, I definitely voted today. Obviously, I think the polls are closed. You can't vote. You know, today was the last day to do that. If you got out there and you voted, good for you. If you didn't, and you didn't. You didn't. You know what I mean? Like, at the end of the day, I can only control what I can do, and I felt inspired this year. It was my first time voting, so they gave me 2 stickers. I thought that was pretty cool. I said,
Brittany's like, 2 stickers, yay!
I was like, woo! Here comes the good stuff. But regardless, guys, I hope that we all, as humans, just come together with the outcome of this. I hope it's not, a world war,
There's
civil
gotta
war.
Be some more love.
Yeah, there has to be more love, please. Beautiful broken. That's the whole platform. That's why I started it. I think the world right now is definitely screaming beautiful broken. I want to get this symbol everywhere, to be honest. I just think it needs to be. It needs to be, because it doesn't matter what you look like or what job you have or how much money you have. Like, how are you treating other humans?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And I think right now everybody's we're living in a very judgmental time.
Judgmental, greedy, selfish, belittling. It's like everyone wants to look at their partner or their whatever and just it's like they're all insecure, right?
The thing that I always try to think about is we're all one. Yeah. We're all here together. We're all in this together. So there's got to be more of that compassion and understanding for each other.
It's like the best feeling, I think, as a woman, and you can tell me if I'm wrong, and as a man, but I'm not a man, so I'm not going to speak for that. But I think the best feeling in life is laying down with somebody that you truly love and they love you back. Okay, but there's a lot of broken families in the world right now, right? There's deception, and there's cheating and lying and manipulation and all this horrific stuff when it's just unnecessary, because all I want is a man who's gonna love me and I can love back. You know what I mean? And I just think that this lying, cheating game, selfish of I'm not good enough for another person needs to stop. I think it's immature, and I think we need to grow up as a country, and as the adults in our country, I think they need to grow up.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even know what to say. Like, I'm thinking about it. I'm like, a lot of people are not really thinking of that right now, because I feel like we have like this like these blinders and this like veil of like what they want us to think, what these thoughts and how these things that like they're putting in our minds constantly daily.
Yeah, but the thing is, Doreen, we do have the power to not look at
of
the
course.
internet.
Like of
I
course,
don't watch Facebook all the time.
But if you think about it though, like when you're going online and you're on that, like you get a serotonin, dopamine spike from like every little notification or what you read, and it becomes like an addiction.
It is an addiction.
Yeah, it's an addiction.
That's the point of
itself.
it. Like technology is an addiction, but are you going to let the addiction rule your life? Yes or no?
No, you should not. You should definitely not. I have this thing where I need to do it more often, but just putting my phone in the other room and leaving it there for as long as I can and taking a break from my phone. And especially now during these times where like we're on our phones all the time, we have our computers, we have our TVs, and just trying to find things that have nothing to do with that unless it's for positive things like working out or something I'm watching that's positive and like fueling my brain and not.
I think I'm a little biased to this whole thing just because like at the beginning of so everyone, just letting everyone know there is word that we're going to go back to stage 1. I obviously hope that doesn't happen, but if it does, I went through stage 1 the first time around by myself. I wasn't really close to my roommates at the time. I couldn't see my family. I got dumped. Like if someone got, and I lost 5 jobs, like if someone got knocked out, I got knocked out. And like I just hear these people complaining that they were spending too much time with someone, or now they want, I just get frustrated because people don't really understand and they're not grateful. And that's, how bad I want to get laid and I haven't. Like, are you serious? Y'all people are like complaining that your man or your girl was spent. It's like, get over yourself. I'm over it. I'm so over it. And I just think that people need to start being grateful for what they have. Start looking at, and I was talking to a woman who went to Africa, and that's part of it's a third world country, and they didn't have running water, right? And we have running water, we have electricity, we have our cell phones, and y'all are still complaining.
That's why every morning I practice my gratitude meditation for everything I have, whether it's my bed, my blankets, my clothes, my having a roof over my head.
That's what I'm saying. Like, people are just not appreciative of what
clean water to brush your teeth.
Yes. It's like if you went through the pandemic with family or with someone that you care about, do not complain, because there were people like me out there who were alone, and that was crazy. Like, I was alone. Like, and thinking the world's gonna end. Oh my gosh! At least now I'm not scared to go out of my house and see you. You know what I mean? Like,
no,
I felt like I couldn't
happen.
even see you. That's
I remember
what I'm
even like last year, like when it feels like last year, but it was like I remember when you like first came over, we were just hugging. We're hugging, and I don't care. We're having a hug. We haven't hugged you in like months. Like,
and I'm a hugger, right? So like, not being able to touch humans in what months was it? It was like my soul was just like I was not in a good place. I was not, and I am usually the positive person. I am usually the upbeat person, and unfortunately, when you are that person and you play that role, and this is for anyone out there who is in my shoes, like, you sometimes need to be the one that people check in on. Like, someone, and unfortunately for a whole week, not one person checked on me in COVID. Not one person. I didn't get one text, and I lost all 5 of my jobs. And that hurt. That hurt a lot, because I love a lot of people.
I know. There were times I went times without talking to anybody, and then you can go into like a kind of depression.
Right. Because I was always that person.
Especially you are a very, like, I'm more introverted than you, and you're like extroverted. So yeah, it's definitely.
I need my people. I don't care. I have those negative Nancys out there, and honestly, we're never going to agree. Okay, those pessimistic, negative, I hate people, like, that can be you, but get away from me, because I love humans, and I know they're broken. I know we're a mess. I know we have a long way to go to heal humanity, but I'm on the side that we're gonna do it. I'm just not gonna hate humans. I am one. That's
like we're all in this together.
That's what I'm saying.
When
people are like, I hate people, it's like you literally are screaming that you have self-hatred, and then you don't want to admit it, so then you're like, no, I didn't mean it like that. And it's like, no, that's exactly what you meant. It's exactly what you meant.
Yeah, I mean, nobody wants to say they
don't
hate themselves, honestly.
Like, no one wants to say, like, okay, you know what? I actually don't
I hope that people wouldn't be saying they hate themselves, because that hurts me.
Yes, and I hope that too, but I would rather someone look in the mirror and say, you know what? I have some flaws that I need to fix, instead of blaming Kevin and Joe and Nancy and their moms.
Well, you definitely don't. The blame game ain't getting you anywhere.
No,
so.
It's like own up to what you've done. Look at the person that you are and say, what can I do today to be a better person? And I just don't think people do that as often as they should, to be honest.
I mean, and I think to think about like COVID, during that time definitely was like a testing time to get people to try to still be their best selves during that time, because this is a really tough time for a lot of people. Like, suicide rates are up, addiction is at an all-time high. People are, trying to cope without, getting by as best as they can. But it's tough because with all that going on, this is also still a really good time to still be your best self with this going on.
Yeah, it's like instead of criticizing somebody, look for a compliment. Instead of judging somebody, look for acceptance.
Yes.
Like these are choices that you need to make as an individual, and you're not choosing it. You want to be a bitter brat. You want to be greedy. You want to be selfish. You want to point fingers and blame. Grow up, and that's what I have to say to America. I'm just disappointed. In how
America
people are
definitely
acting.
needs to grow.
They need to grow up.
I feel like a lot of people are like these like big babies.
Big baby. I'm like, go in the corner and think about what you did. You need to be in timeout. I'm like, there's no mama bear walking around being like, boys, I want you to sit in the corner and think about what you did, because you're not acting right. You're not. And I'm like, are you guys? I'm getting fired up.
Brittany's
obviously.
all worked up, and I mean, who's on the show today is all worked up too.
So this is all about motivation. Obviously, he rubbed off on me, guys. I'm trying to motivate America again in any way possible. That's what we need. We need to know that we're in this together. We need to know that the young people are going to come back and we're going to be strong, and that the older generation, love you older people, but y'all messed us up, and you got to take ownership on that. And the younger generation is coming back to fix it so that the younger generation can be all right. I think that's what's happening. And we'll come back with Donnell, and he'll fire up even more than I just did.
What to expect when you're expecting a teenager.
Hey guys, today we're talking about how to wake up your teen, and this works literally every time.
Give kisses. Give kisses. Look. Give kisses. Give kisses. You heard how loud that was.
I know, I
through that.
heard. It wasn't you.
Yeah.
It was the...
Is that bacon?
You don't have to know it all to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
Bacon.
STEM is the discipline of hard numbers, precise, no margin for error.
Dare to forget that. Dare to have fun with it. Get weird with it. Dare to get messy, or just mess it up. Dare to program something internet-breaking, record-breaking. Dare to blow their minds. Dare to try. Dare to fail. Dare to keep daring. Dare to learn the difference between organic, sedimentary, and non-foliated metamorphic rock. Get outside, find those rocks. Dare to be homeroom famous, a high school fable. Dare to send those old STEM theories flying past the neighbor's house into outer space. And for the love of STEM, dare bigger. Dare to code, dare to invent, dare to explore, dare to STEM. Check out She Can STEM to get started.
What do you think you're doing, Kevin?
Was just gonna drive home.
There are several warning signs present that you shouldn't be driving.
Like hearing voices?
Like your text-to-emoji ratio?
Oh man, the selfies. Selfie, nailed it.
We all have warning signs that let us know that we're probably not okay to drive. Mine is pretending to be your subconscious.
Craig, come on man, let's split a ride home.
All right, everyone, welcome back. I see your comments. Thank you so much. If you guys have anything to say, please jump into this conversation. We do read them. And just also, if you guys want to call in, this is the number 781-347-2210. Obviously, we're talking about kind of a serious topic tonight. I know you guys usually see happy, bubbly Brit, but when it comes to how humans are treated, when it comes to change, when it comes to love, I really don't mess around. So let's bring in our guest, Donnell. Hello. How are you doing, sir?
Amazing like yourself as always. Thank you for having me tonight. Thank you.
Thanks for being here.
You know, Donnell, so I know you kind of said during the break that you wanted to kind of jump on the male's perspective of what I said. So why don't you take the floor with that?
All right. So, we're going to just get to the point. How is it that we live in a world where people, they know right from wrong, but they still decide to choose wrong because it's easy? Mm-hmm. Now, no one likes to be challenged. Definitely don't like to be even questioned.
Oh, yeah, no.
The word comes to mind, defensive. That defense mechanism, oh man, it's up just like that.
Right.
So please explain to me why that we can accept when we're wrong, acknowledge when we do something wrong, but continue every day on that path. Why? How do you sleep at night? How? It's like mind-boggling.
Right. Because they blame. You know what I mean? Like if you can.
And like you just said, the defense. Everybody likes to get on the defense, but without acknowledge and acceptance is that of having any part of the problem.
Because you can't tell people what they did wrong. Not me, not precious me. It's like, no, yes, you. We've all, fell short.
Right. And we all have a part in it at all times.
Right. So let me give you guys a little rundown on Donnell and why I had him on the show. So me and Donnell met both working at TD Garden. He's actually the security guard who works in the elevator, who's in control of all the media. If you're someone who is in the media, Angel, we see you. If you are somebody in the media, you know him. You definitely know him. And he works with the players to make sure that they get to the, their level that they need to be on and all that stuff. So what inspired me about Donnell was that he knows every single person in TD Garden by their name. And if he doesn't, he treats you like he does. And he doesn't, it's not that he doesn't want to know your name, it's just that he knows so many people. But my point is he's the most open, loving, kind, genuine, outspoken man that I've met at TD Garden. I worked there for 4 years. And I just was so moved by the way he connected with people on that elevator and how much respect and love they gave you, honestly, that I just wanted to bring him on here. And if you ever go on his, Snapchats, Instagram, he's always preaching. He's always trying to motivate people. And I really, really inspire that. I'm inspired by that, honestly, Donnell.
Inspiration comes within inner self-love. It doesn't matter how old you are. It don't matter where you come from. It don't matter your culture, your race. Like, everyone has a mind of their own. So can you please explain to me why we still have people that are okay with being or having the adaptment of narcissism? Yeah. They won't accept that. It's amazing. It's mind-boggling.
Do you know that the most of the narcissists in the world are baby boomers?
And so wait, you said, just wanting to kind of recap on what you just said. So you said that people don't want to accept.
Yeah.
Well, narcissists can't see that they're narcissists.
So they can't win.
Yeah. They won't.
I mean, they're going to win, but they won't lose.
Yeah. But even in like a narcissist personality, if they were to go to a therapist, they can convince the therapist that they have something else. And
so they're in denial.
See, but I
in disbelief.
But I think there's one thing that does cure a narcissist. And I do think it's love.
It's love.
It is true love.
Because deep down, it's what it is that they're lacking self-love.
Yes, they don't think they're lovable. Narcissists are just humans that don't think they're lovable. Anybody see the show Lucifer?
Yes.
He's the biggest narcy, and he just don't love himself.
I honestly, though, love that show.
Millennials are also quite narcissists, but who did we learn it from? Okay, we all came out of a vagina that taught us how to be. Like, that's the facts here. So stop blaming millennials when we were the born after. That's what needs to stop. Like, stop coming at millennials when we are literally born into this world that the baby boomers created. Like, I'm done with that. I'm done. But sorry, Donnell, back to you.
Yes.
So here's my thing. See, a male's point of view. So we're young. We're smart, agile, consistent, but both parties always want to talk about you got to be there, you got to show loyalty, you got to have respect, courage. being there, showing appreciation is not the same as telling someone. You got to show, you got to act, you got to move on it. So how is it that in the world we're living in, we're in a situation of a country where 2020 is horrible for a lot of people, but also you learn more about yourself, who you are, how much that you've lost with the fact of being distracted by not having the ability to be able to grow because you have other things that you have going on. Now, people in this world, they don't see that because one thing, they like to judge and like to criticize. What happened to just sitting down? You see how like when you're in school and the professor's up at the podium and he's telling you, know what, everyone, take your pens and paper, write down this and follow the notes. Some people are dozing off. They're not paying attention. So they miss things. We can't afford in this world to miss anything about anyone because that one time you miss something, I promise you it will be a problem because there's something in the long run that you're going to not, it's like a red flag. We love to ignore red flags. No matter if it's a friend, girlfriend, boyfriend, husband, wife, but that's what we do because we're all humans. Remember, like I said, we all have flaws. No one's perfect. If you get up in the morning and you're just complaining about this person, complaining about that person, they don't do this right, they don't do that right. Are you serious? Who are you?
Right.
I mean, let's be realistic here. Oh, I'm sorry. Is that too much for you? But is that okay with the whole lying concept? Is that in your repertoire? Like I said, repertoire. If you guys don't know what that is, Google it. Simple as that. Because it seems like it's like people have personalities. There's extrovert, introvert. I'm very outspoken. My personality is very different. I'm standing out. I live in the ring. I'm a boxer. At the end of the day, I know what discipline is, structure, patience. I got a lot of that. But being able to sit down with someone, communicate, look them in the eye, and really confide in them, I mean, damn, like, what are we doing?
Right.
Go ahead.
No, just to jump on what you said, it's a lot of people don't want to have tough conversations. They don't want to say, hey, listen, when it's as simple as this. Doreen, you stole my pencil in first grade. I felt like I had it all. I had nothing because you took my pencil and like I felt unloved. And that's the conversation. It sounds like childish and it is a childish conversation, but these people are just like, they hurt me, so I'm going to hurt you.
Fragile egos.
Yes.
Fragile
like,
egos.
Grow up. Like, have that tough conversation. If someone hurt you, talk to them. Don't just block them. We became the ghosting generation, right? Like, we don't have these tough conversations because I'm just going to swerve you. Like,
but ghosting, what ghosting really is, though, is that, like, it's a lack of being able to have communication. A lot of people can't communicate, so it's easier to just ghost them.
But again, all because it's easy doesn't mean it's right.
No, it's not at all. It's not right at all. But also, I don't like to bring up the parentals, but what is learned behavior that people have learned from other people that they were brought up by. We are brought up by conditioning and patterns that we've learned through other people.
Right. I know. And somebody just commented saying millennials are known as the most narcissistic generation of our time. And it's so funny because the baby boomers would be the person to blame it on us because we learned it from them. But they don't want to say that because baby boomers are too egotistical and they can't handle the harsh truth of the reality that they created. They raised us. And that's facts.
And I mean, what it comes down to, though, is that we really don't have to, even right now, we don't have to blame everything. I'm so big on this is having the unconditional love, is that I'm not blaming them for like raising people this way or anything like that. This is all people that have been hurt by, it's a generational
right. Hurt
passed
people,
down
people.
by generation. And that's why I'm big on healing generational curses, and you can stop it now. You don't have to continue the patterns that have been passed on for generation to generation.
The best thing about having the male perspective is being able to see what others don't see. You see, if those out there that don't know what that means, I'm going to explain what that means. It's so easy to text someone, I miss you, I love you, I want you, I need you. But what happens to where you sit down face to face, look them in the eye, and really be calm, cool, and collective and cordial, and then really pour your heart out? Like, really put your heart out. You put effort, day and night, loyalty, commitment, faithfulness. I mean, uncertainty. You have unconditional love for someone. It don't matter. It don't matter who it's for, but it's just within you, because you know you.
Right.
So you mean to tell me all that time, that breath that you're taking, every word, every sentence, every second, every minute, every hour, every day, every month, every year, investing in that time. You think you are elevating with someone and you're making sure you are developing stature with that person. They have been wasting your time, making you out to be a fool. So what you do when you hurt them, you act like, and it's good to approach, but you know what the outcome's gonna be. They're gonna blatantly lie. And it's so like they have that serious face. Like, it's like they have we have favorite actors in this world. My favorite actor is Denzel. Everyone knows who Denzel Washington is. That man he's good. He's good. He is good.
Yeah.
So imagine this. If you find out someone you know is actually an Academy Award winner that you didn't know they were in that movie, but they are taking the role of your favorite actor, giving you the role that you never saw them play in the beginning. Play, rewind, and forward. This is not a movie. It's a reality.
Right.
You mean to tell me that they're okay with just looking at you and just telling you straight up, knowing in their mind that they are just I won't even use the word insane or remedial, but I'll be like in disbelief, in denial. Oh my God, it's insane.
Yeah.
But it's so difficult because why? You're getting away with something, but remember, all secrets come out. That's his bottom line.
I love how fired you up.
I know, he is amped.
See, the thing is,
He's gonna be all fired up.
The thing is,
go ahead.
You can't live a life with hidden agendas.
No.
People know everybody.
Right.
You know what's the crazy part is that I know so many people that know people are people because they're so small in different states. Validity, that's what I have. Validation, specific, that's what I have. When you don't do your research on people, believe me, trust and believe when I tell you, you can't be surprised what comes out. Because what happens is they didn't know how to approach. One thing I'll tell you, if you lie and you say something wrong and someone confronts you, admit it. That's
Right.
being a bigger person.
Right.
But if you continue throwing snowballs, you have to come up with so discreet, indescribable intention reasons of explanations on why and how to keep up
with the lie.
Yeah,
it's insane.
That can get
like,
insane.
What goes through your mind, literally?
Right.
What goes through your mind, people, when you know you did wrong, you get confronted, you lie, and then so many people know. So what are you doing? Why would you get so worked up and then mad? Because what? See, the thing is,
because that's what they do. It's called manipulation.
Right.
So it's manipulation tactic. Like, okay, I knew I lied, but I'm gonna get mad at you now, so that you start thinking, oh, I did something wrong because they're mad at me, and it's all manipulation just so that someone else can get what they want. And I think those are the most shallow, lowest people on the earth. People who manipulate and lie. I'm sorry.
I can't even lie.
I don't lie. I never lie.
I won't even lie because
if you're some of my fans who lie, I'm sorry. I'm talking to you, but like I don't have any respect for you. I just don't. I just think that how dare you ever lie and take the opportunity of someone to make a choice for their reality away from them because you didn't tell them the truth of the situation they're actually living in.
I'd rather have the truth than a lie. Like, tell me the truth all day. Don't lie, because a lie just, like you said, the truth. Secrets always come out. Secrets always come out.
You know the worst thing is that it's like we have females out there and you have men. Once again, people, I'm not picking sides. I'm explaining them both.
Right.
Like, you gotta understand, like, I'm speaking in a way that you understand. So I'm gonna clarify this. Both men and women both do it. Out there, no one is perfect.
Right.
Understand that. Once again, I'm gonna repeat it. Nobody is perfect. Everyone has flaws. You're not better than no one. If you choose a path that's gonna lead you where you wanna go, you follow through and you're gonna have obstacles. But here's the thing with humans. We are all wired different, but we are wired with everything you can name. We experienced teachers, remember that. Experienced teachers. We have to understand to learn to grasp and like try to understand who we are. How can you try to love someone if you don't love yourself? Loving yourself doesn't mean loving all multiple people, because you're just learning just to be around other people that benefit certain aspects of your life.
Right.
There's a difference. I remember I went through something terrible, like it was hurtful, painful, and you know the worst thing is I lost myself. I couldn't believe it. I couldn't believe it. You know, I know if he does watch this, I'm gonna bring out his name. His name is William. I love him to death. He was there. My brother S. You know, my family out there. They were there. I went through something, and I mean, it was something where everyone that knows me, they can tell you that they've never seen me that low. And to experience that, I live in the gym. Type my name up. I live in the gym. You name it. That's what it is. But ask yourself this. I went through something and I learned how to fall, hit rock bottom, and get up because I lost myself on my own with the support. But the thing is, we all have to go through that. But we always ask that $1 million question, why did it happen? How? Now you just gotta overcome that and become better. It's all about growth.
Right. And growth, right? Even when we were little kids and we were trying to learn how to walk, this is what I think about all the time. When I was a baby and I fell down, I got back up, and so didn't you. What if you fell and your parent was like, oh, you little dummy, you're just never going to walk, sorry.
But people do hear that.
I mean,
there are children that have heard that, and that's where these personality disorders and all that kind of come from, because they had to figure out a way to still make themselves feel good about themselves.
Right. And that's what makes me absolutely livid in America is how can you ever hurt a child in any way?
But
emotional, physical.
Do you ever hear, though, people say sometimes where, you know, oh, this like saying something, oh, it's like you're just like your father, you're just like your mother, or like when parents say that to somebody, so it's like that's when they're saying that to you, they're actually talking down to you, so that you're getting that energy.
But my question is how does it? Because I'm not a parent, both of you are. How does a parent honestly emotionally abuse a child?
Because they were emotionally abused when they were younger. Also, it's like I said, going back to what I said, it's passed on stuff, that patterns that have just been learned by generation to generation. One thing I want to say, though, because you were talking about loving yourself, if you can't love yourself, you can't love others. I do agree with that, but I want to, like, sometimes people struggle with loving themselves. So what would you say is like a way that people can love themselves or learn to love themselves?
All right, so I'm glad you said that. So one major way to be able to love yourself is learn to find things in yourself that you're accustomed doing. Learn to separate yourself and have a clear set mind where you're by yourself to see things that others don't see. Because what happens is, you know, it's so quick for someone to judge. You don't know how to love. And it goes down from, I get it. You go to situations. People have, remember we talked about that earlier. We all have a book that we are writing.
Yes.
So now every book that we are writing, every word, every line, every page, every chapter is authenticity of us. Yes. You can't add something in a book that's not you, because you're not going to remember that. Because someone reading you, people don't like to be read. They don't like no one. They like to take other people's books and impersonate it to live like them. So where comes envy and jealousy comes in? How can you love yourself if you're too busy watching other people? You should be focused on you to have others focus on you. You can't rise up above.
Yes.
You can't just tell me.
Reach it, Donnell.
You can't tell me that you're okay with that, because you know what? I'm so tired of the fact I'm okay with accepting constructive criticism.
Yep.
If I do wrong, tell me.
Yes.
Let me be upset, but I'll get over it.
Right.
But I don't need to continue on with something and you're not looking at, and I take my shoes off to make sure I understand you. Just the world, how it works. You have to take your shoes off and take yourself out of your own zone, put yourself in the other person who's struggling and see what they're seeing without being selfish, without being naive, without being ignorant. Be patient. If they're worth your time, absolutely.
Because you know what most people do, okay? Most people meet somebody, right? They see somebody on the street, they have a conversation with somebody, and they don't like what the other person said, or they don't like the way the other person looked. So automatically they shut down. That person's just not my kind of person. No, that is the moment you need to grow. You need to understand why they are the way that they are, and you need to learn how to grow as an individual to see that you may not have to like what they're doing, but try to see their perception a little differently. It's about changing your perception, because your perception isn't always right. And the fact that you want to fight and just neglect and decline other people that are different than you is insane. That's insane. That's not what you did when you were a little kid in kindergarten. You didn't have different classmates, and because you've never seen that person before and they never looked like you don't talk to them. No, you do talk to them. You share your like, people are forgetting what we learned in kindergarten.
It's behavior that you've learned. It is behavior. Everything is learned behavior.
Right.
Everything is learned behavior. what you see on TV. We're like programmed by everything we see. So you wouldn't know not to like something if you didn't see somebody else. Like he was saying, when you focus on other people, you almost learn to be like someone else instead of like yourself.
Right.
So you can watch something on TV. You were talking about this earlier. You can admire this, hero. You could admire that person. You can admire that person, and then you're comparing yourself to being just like that person, but not focusing on who you are as a human being, instead of just trying to be like somebody else.
Well, because most people don't know who they are.
Right.
It's true.
That is the question. I want all of you watching tonight to ask yourself at the end of this episode, who am I?
Yes. That is one of the questions I ask myself every single day of my life. I'm not kidding.
One thing I have to say though, and I want you guys to be able to validate this. So my uncle Kalanji, he's watching. This is a big deal because I want to tell you about this man. I mean, it's crazy. I spent so much time with him. And do you know at Home Depot they have pallets?
Yeah.
So these pallets you stack cement, you name it. This man take pallet. I have pictures. Take pallets, cut it down, built furniture that you will go to a regular store that you're paying constant money for, at least $2-3 grand. And he's watching because I know he's in the comment after I'm done. You're gonna see it. That's right. Kalanji's on there. That's right. Now he developed his whole inside house on just what he bought on those pallets and cut it down. I've learned so much. Like this, with just being around them, it's like being a leader. You must be able to get out of your comfort zone.
Right.
Learn to be comfortable being uncomfortable.
Exactly.
Yes.
And you know how many people hate that? Like, that was all I knew. I knew that being a good leader meant stepping out of my comfort zone. So honestly, I got to the point where I didn't even know what comfort felt like because I was always so uncomfortable. I'm trying to get to comfort now because I feel like I deserve it at this point. You know what I mean? But most people don't. Most people, that makes me uncomfortable. I don't want to do it. Well, then you ain't gonna grow, and you can stay living the same boring life that you've been living year after year after year after year, being miserable with your miserable stuff and your miserable things because you're not happy because you don't grow. That's what it comes down to. Happiness equals growth. When you don't grow, there's only two ways you're gonna go. You're either gonna grow or you're gonna die. Like it's your choice. But you can't complain about it and you can't blame others because you're not choosing to step out of your comfort zone.
Yes, I agree. I mean, but he wants to talk about motivation. Sometimes people just don't have the motivation. Sometimes people get stuck in the comfort zone, and when you're in that comfort zone, trust me, I've been there, and it's hard to get out, and you have to you really do sound a lot like those YouTube videos that I listen to. I'm like that are like, there's this like song that I listen to, and like I just can hear it. It's like, if you want to succeed as bad as you want to breathe, then you'll be successful. That's what you sound like.
Eric Thompson. That was my first motivational video I ever watched. I was 19 years old. I was in college. I was waiting for the bus, and it was raining outside. If you have not seen that speech, if you want to breathe, what is it again?
If you want to be successful as much as you want to breathe.
Yes. It's basically if you want to be, if you want to breathe, I can't believe
if you want to breathe as much as you want to be successful, then because he brought him underwater. That's what it was. He brought the guy underwater, and he and see how long he could hold his breath, and then it was like,
Eric, we're sorry, we're butchering this. Go watch it. It's on YouTube. You're gonna love it.
I think you get the gist of it. Come on.
That's what I'm saying. Like, people, if you're lazy, if you're you're not where you want to be in life, if you're struggling, if you're stuck, if you're like you know what I mean, in your couch, you're eating Netflix all the days, you're on your phone, you gotta have you need tough love. You need someone to say, hey, you get up now and we're moving, and not a lot of people have that motivation in their house. They just don't.
Well, I mean, I think sometimes it's hard. Depression is a son of a bee. I'm gonna say the word.
It is.
But when you're in there, like, there's like those like, I'm gonna say voices, but it's like, this is good, we can just stay here, this is fine. And then the other one's like, no, you got to do something with yourself. And the other one's like, but well, I don't know, I kind of just want to stay here. And then you have like the battle between.
But if you put on a motivational, like what I started with, right, all my people watching, if you need help with even getting up, type in getting up motivation, type in making money motivation, type in self-love motivation. There are resources out there, and if you're not finding the resources, you're being lazy.
And I want to say, I mean, I know one of the comments said something about this hyper focused on loving themselves is that I don't think that we're hyper focused on loving ourselves. I think that people are just really lacking self-love, that we're having to learn to love ourselves. It's not hyper focused. I don't want to, maybe there are people are too hyper focused on it, but I think what it is we are living in a generation of people that do not know how to love themselves, period.
Yes, and then we're also a generation of kids who did not get real love from their parents.
Right. And I even say sometimes I'm gonna put this out there. I even say sometimes relationships are really hard for me in general, because I wonder how to love somebody, because I don't want to do it the wrong way. I don't want to mess up and hurt somebody. So sometimes I'm like I don't know how to love you because I don't want to hurt you.
Right. Because if people out there learn, I'm telling you right now, if you are somebody who thinks love is pain, you're wrong. Love is not pain.
But you've learned that love is
so
pain.
You deal with the narcissist, you deal with the lying, you deal with the cheating, you deal with the abandonment, you deal with the self-hatred and I deserve this because my parents treated me so badly. This must be what love is.
Or even a past relationship where somebody treated you that way, and that was what you knew as love. Yeah. You accept that because that's the love you think you deserve.
Yeah, because that's what you were given.
Mm-hmm.
So, Donnell, as a man, how does you accept love?
So I was raised differently, so I can't speak for all. I can only speak for myself, but I can speak for experience where if you're born to be a giver and not a taker, a person that is a giver and not a taker will always get taken advantage of. But in the back of our mind, we all know that karma is real. Mm-hmm. What goes around comes around. But you can't think like that, because that means you have a vindictive mindset. But you can't really be like that. So I think for me, I love myself. I'm in love with who I am. So that means I will only attract someone who's going to want to fathom that, grow, and bring value. I will help that person learn to love them by being calm, teaching them, practicing that they can evolve as a human being. It takes patience. Keyword, patience. Some people don't have that.
No, I mean, we live in the
someone.
instant gratification time, so
and even I would say Jenna really said it too, that social media, whether you could even come from parents that did love you, but social media is a big part of our lives now, where we are being like bombarded with what you should look like, what you should be like, how successful you should be, and if you're not, then you're not there. It does kind of bring up feelings of not feeling good enough or adequate.
Right, so then my question to you, is it possible to shut off your social media then?
Oof. Oh my God. I mean,
is it possible?
Really, it is possible. Okay. It's totally possible, but that is just like telling someone to quit drinking, quit doing drugs. It's an addiction, so it's just as hard. No, I want to hear what you say. You got something. I hear.
I learned something.
I'm gonna pause real quick. We got like 5 minutes left, my man. I know
I got
it flew by, but I just want to let you know how much time.
I got you. I'll make it under a minute, because if I can do it on Snap, I can do it right now. I got you.
I got you.
All right. So to answer that question, I think that everyone is different. We got to learn to accept all and not judge anyone. Learn to adapt, learn to grow, learn to enhance each and every one. Someone falls, pick them up. Don't walk over them. If they're hurt, understand they're hurt. Ask them questions. Be calm with them. Respect their pain. Let them evolve. Let them heal first. You can't, if you're not healed, you can't move on. Simple as that. I know it's easier said than done. You can't do that because you're hurting the rest. You're being selfish. You can't live a double life. You're going to get caught. Bottom line, that's it. Learn to understand you in order to better you so you can grow. Have that potential, because we all have potential. We have that gift. We all have gifts. No one is different. We all, like I said, we all have certain things about us that makes us who we are. Accept and love yourself first to be able to move forward, walk that path, be a leader, not be a follower. Read everything you write, because everything you write, people are going to read. Mm-hmm. So if you're not really, that's not you, I'm sorry, then you have something coming strongly. It's like an epiphany, like a reality check. It's going to come hard. It's going to hit you where you least expect it.
No, I totally,
awesome.
I totally get it. And, you know, I am very try to like sometimes be understanding of other people. And that's where I always have compassion and love for other people. And sometimes, you really just got to learn to give it to yourself and understand yourself, you just said. And I'm like, I'm going to think of that.
All right, Donnell, thank you so much for joining us tonight.
It's a blessing.
It was awesome, guys. We're just really here tonight to just really get you guys shaken up. Obviously, tonight's and this week is going to be tough for everybody, but we're going to do the best we can. And if you can't do anything, then do something for yourself. Love yourself. Donnell, do you want to? I know you said something about like that passion thing. Did you touch base on that?
Well, I know we're cutting the time, so I have a lot to talk, so I don't want to, you know what I'm saying? I don't want to do too much.
Okay. Do you want to say one more thing before we throw to commercial? What do you want to tell everybody out there who's watching?
What about you? You think I should give an outburst?
You got something to say?
You got a minute to say it though, my friend, and I'm timing you.
All right. Listen, passion don't lie. I got a brother out there, two brothers, Zeus and brother TMB just went through something. He survived each and every day. Passion don't lie. You struggle every day. You can continue struggling, but you can keep moving forward. And Timp has been doing that, and I respect him. To all my loved ones that have been struggling, I know, but I got patience. I'm never leaving you inside. Even though if you're down and out, I'll never leave you unless you give me a reason to. Validity is everything. Respect, loyalty, trust, honor, dedication. That's what it is. You got to love you to understand you, the better you.
Yes.
Hey!
He kept it under 1 minute. There you go.
All right, we're going to go to commercial break, and me and Doreen are going to wrap it up in just a little bit. Stay tuned.
For decades, Alba Restaurant has been a premier dining destination on the South Shore. Located in the heart of Quincy, and now with a second location in Hanover, Alba Restaurant has something on the menu to satisfy every palate. From sumptuous flame-broiled steaks, to freshly caught cold water seafood, to vine-ripened and hand-picked vegetables grown on our seasonal roof deck, you can be confident that your meal at Alba will be a truly pleasurable dining experience. Alba also offers private dining rooms and function options. Both Alba locations are open 7 days a week. For more information, please visit either of our websites at albaquincy.com or albaon53.com.
Awkward. Do I look familiar? I should. You might remember me from here. Here. Or maybe even here.
But an awkward silence can be a great thing.
It can actually be a perfect moment to reach out to a friend and ask if they're okay if they seem down.
It doesn't matter how you say it.
You alright?
Everything's okay?
All G?
You alright, girl? You cool?
You bugging dog.
Just show you're there for them.
Go on, Kelly. CZ awkward.
Hey, you haven't really been yourself lately. Are you okay?
Find out how you can help a friend with their mental health at seizetheawkward.org.
This is where you rise, this is where you shine, this is where you become the greatest of all time. History in the making. This is history in the making. History in the making.
Freedom.
Vote for your life.
Love you, Uncle Manny.
Love you.
No, okay, guys. So that obviously polls are closed in Massachusetts, but if you're watching us on the West Coast, you still have time to vote. So definitely get out there and do that. True love is about what we want. It is about giving and not expecting. Definitely,
yes,
definitely.
I agree
with that. 100%. But there comes a point where I have loved so many people in my life unconditionally, honestly. And you, if you're my family member or my best friend, you know it. And I'm just loving me now, and I do.
And that is totally okay.
Right.
There's nothing wrong with, I think, giving yourself some self-love.
Yeah,
really
I'm at the point where it's like I loved all y'all as much as I could.
And that doesn't mean that you're not anymore.
No, I still like. I'm so grateful for all the memories we're gonna make.
Yes.
You know, and when the world comes back to normal and we're having fun, like I can't wait to do everything. Like and honestly, what I'm more grateful about is that this pandemic and this awkward, uncomfortable growth period of all of our lives has taught me that when the world does open back up, like, don't take it for granted.
No.
Don't. Like, have fun.
Definitely don't take for granted the time that you get to spend with people.
Right.
Hugs.
The hugs.
Love. Like, I mean, I know you're a hugger. When you get a hug, it's like, hug actually releases oxytocin, and like it's actually really good for you. So it's like really sad that we're living in a time where people are afraid to hug.
Yeah, like hugs are magical. They melt the heart. I think most of you are Grinches. I'm gonna be honest. Your heart's a little too small, and you need to hug and get that heart bigger. Donnell was great. He's gonna motivate you guys. If you guys ever need him, go to his Instagram. It's Donnell Alleyne. And then check out our Instagram. It's beautifulbroken.tv. Give us a like. Give us a like. Give us a follow. And then our website, it has all our live shows. And, we have all our stuff happening. Next week is a very important show because my girl, Taylor Higgins, she wrote a book called Between the Stitches. She dated a narcissist who was on the AAA for the Red Sox. He broke her heart, cheated on her a bunch of times, lied to her a bunch of times.
I'm gonna love this one.
She wrote a book about it. Some guys, I'm telling you right now, be careful on whose heart you crush, both men and women. Let's spread love today. Let's spread light today.
Yes.
And know that we are on your side because we are all beautiful, broken, and we're in this together, guys. Be safe. We'll see you next week.